Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome to a mod showcase for a brand new mod that I brought out on Steam Workshop called ApacheTech Tank Care. Now if we come into the mod manager here, you can see I do have it installed. The link for this is down in the description below, so if you go check down there, you'll have a Steam Workshop link. You can go there and just install it straight into your game from the Steam page right there. So if we have a look at this mod aims to fully overhaul the tank care features of Megaquarium, introducing new pumps, heaters, chillers, combined filters, RO machines and auto feeders. The aim is to have a scalable approach to tank care that is deliberately overbalanced with the vanilla game in order to patch some holes that are found at specific ranks, especially when working with large aquariums where a combination of a few huge tanks and many small tanks mean that fulfilling tank care needs can be a real pain. And you can see here there's a lot of different stuff within this. So we're going to go through step by step, show you what each one of these is, and there's a few surprises throughout the way as well. So first of all, there's not really much at the very low levels to do. There's nothing really exciting, so I've decided to change that. And so the first ones, this is the heater and chiller Mark 0. So these are the first ones that you get. This is the heater, this is the chiller, obviously. There's a theme running throughout this entire mod where, you know, red is heat and blue is chill. So these two are available at level 2, and they are actually very surprisingly good for rank 2. You can see the actual stats here. We have 20 heat and 20 chilling. We have 20 filter power, 20 nitrate and 20 UV sterilizing as well. And they break down every 5 days. So these are extremely good for very low level aquariums, very early game. Now this mod pack is designed specifically, or really with sandbox in mind, but they would also work in a modded campaign mode, like some of the series that I've run on this channel already. But they are really designed for the sandbox, where you have a little bit more freedom to do what you want. But these would work brilliantly for some of the low-level campaign missions as well. And so that's those ones. These are available at level 2, which does mean that you have a chiller available at an extremely low level, which means that people can actually start modding in very low-level cold water animals. And also, one thing I have done with all of these heaters and chillers is to miss out the protein skimming. So these can be used both for the saltwater tanks and also for the freshwater tanks as well. They're not limited to just saltwater, like many of the, well, almost all, in fact, no, all of the combined filters in the base game are actually just limited to saltwater. None of them can be used with freshwater. So this is the Mark 1. These are available at level 4, and you'll be able to see the theme kind of running all the way through this, in that these are now available at level 4. They have 40 of each different type of filtration. They are slightly higher in skill to fix, and they break down slightly less often. So this is 6 days. The Mark 0s were every 5 days. And so that's these. I really like the design of these. They look pretty cool. And yeah, there's the chiller and the heater. And so now we come on to the Mark 2s. These are available at level 6. And these ones, as you will probably guess, these are 80 in each. They require an even higher skill, and they break down less often. And so these also have very cool textures on them. I've tried to make each of these different chillers and heaters very unique in their style and design, and what they have to offer, kind of at each different stage. I've tried to go through the campaign and say, what would I really need at rank 6, and you know, how much would be too much, how much would be too little, what would make a difference, what wouldn't make a difference, that kind of thing. And I've tried to put that into this mod pack. So there is the heater and chiller Mark 2s for rank 6. And now I thought I'd go a little bit different for the Mark 3s, and I'd start playing around with the different textures quite a bit. And so these ones are a bit more bright, a bit more vibrant, bit more big and bulky as well. These are just big power blocks. So these are called the exothermic generator and the endothermic generator. So the chiller and the heater here. And these are 160 for each. They're even higher skill to fix, but they do break down every 12 days. So they're slightly easier to manage because they don't need fixing very often, but when they do need fixing, they do need a higher skill to get them up and running again. I do like the design of these as well. This was the first one I made, which was kind of going a bit more left field and trying basically to push myself with the kind of design of it all, rather than just using some flat colours like I have done on these ones. So it's just red, just blue, a little bit of texturing, but then I thought I'll go all out on these and try and make them a little bit more fun. So these are available at level 8. Now level 10 is my favourite ones. These I love. This is the Mark IV versions. Now these ones, we come back over here. These ones are 320 of each. They need a very high skill and they break down every 25 days. But if we actually have a look at the descriptions of these, oh, we can't do that from here. That's a shame. These have a very, very special property in that you can see they're very, very low down to the floor here. And that means that staff and guests can actually walk over the top of them with no problem. These do not occupy the space that they take up here, so people are free to just walk over them as much as they want. And so if I come into the descriptions for them here, we have a combination of water chilling and filtration that takes up less room than it seems. The durable, streamlined design of this cooling pad allows staff to walk over it. Wear and tear means that cooling pad will break down eventually. So this is the cooling pad and the heating pad. Now these are my favourites within this entire mod pack. This is my favourite thing that I've made. I think it was also one of the first ones that I made, because I wanted to design something that was truly unique and something we hadn't seen before in Megaquarium, and I think this actually fulfills that. They look really cool as well. I do love the design of these. I've taken all of these. These are kind of free assets which I've found online. I'm not that great at 3D modelling yet. I'm getting better, but I mean, for instance, this used to be a kind of concrete block basically, but I've squashed it down and changed it around and done all sorts with it, and so it does look completely different to how it originally did. And then I've textured them all as well. And then finally at rank 12 we have the big ones. We have the arc filters, what they call the arc chiller and the arc heater, and these ones are a bit more powerful than the rest of them because these actually have a little bit of prestige to them. We have 640 of each different type of oh sorry, I've actually got this a little bit wrong because this is still being used as a yeah, that's still being used as an auto feeder. I was playing around with that. I'll have to change that and make sure that that's fixed in hotfix. So yeah, a little preview about what I've been playing around with, but yes, that shouldn't be bad. So if we just look at this one, man, because it's the same for both of them, just with heating here instead of chilling. That wasn't picked up in playtesting. Right, so yes, I will change that. So we have 640 of UV sterilization, of filter power, mechanical filter power, and of nitrate reacting power. 640 chilling or heating. It's worth 1 prestige when it's attached to a tank. I don't think it will work if it's attached to a pump, but if it's attached to a tank it is worth 1 prestige. And it also increases the coral growth in any tank that it's attached to. The biggest thing about this is that it's unbreakable. It will just sit there and work for all time and you'll never need to fix it. I've done this specifically because at rank 12 you have so many staff walking around trying to do so many different things that trying to fix all of these different machines whilst you're trying to make your fish survive it can get very, very difficult, especially in these huge aquariums that I like to build. And even in some of my series where I've done some like just large aquariums or very large aquariums compared to the huge aquariums that are built in the modded series, then it still gets very, very difficult to actually manage all of the maintenance needs that you have all the way across your aquarium. And so that is why I've decided to make the final end game one very, very powerful and also unbreakable. So there we go. So that is all of the heaters and chillers. And now we can get on to some of the fun stuff as well. So as well as heaters and chillers, with Freshwater Frenzy, we're going to need some acid in our tanks. And so I've made an acid generator here. Now this is a big machine, it's 2x2 space. This is, I can't even remember when this is actually available. So if we come here, I kind of want to hide the spoilers. So let's have a look. We'll come down to here and it's in Freshwater. It's not going to tell me when this is available, is it? So yeah, but this is 900 acid. I believe it's available at rank 10. I believe. So yes, this is available at rank 10, I've just gone and checked. And this, yeah, gives 900 acid. It's very high skill to actually maintain it, but it only requires one of these RO membranes every 10 days. And it can only be used in fresh water. And now the next thing is the auto feeders. Now the auto feeders I've had a love-hate relationship with for quite a while now, and so I've decided to change it out. Unfortunately I haven't been able to do exactly what I wanted with these, but maybe in a later update to the game, maybe hopefully we'll be able to get that sorted. So these are actually really quite powerful as well, and you can see one of the brand new unique features of this, because this has capacity for one backpack and also one feeding stick. So these at the moment are only available in Freshwater Frenzy, but I will be adding some custom accessories at some point in the future as well. So these will be brought down to the base game as well as just Freshwater Frenzy. But as you can see, we have the food type, and we can go. I think we have some Amazonian angelfish in here. These require some what is it? Bloodworms. Okay. So you can see they at the moment they have no food. If we come into here, we can go to here, scroll down, and say we want some bloodworms there. That goes away, and this actually does change. So the textures which I put into this will actually change and work with the game. This took quite a while to actually work out how to do, to be honest, because it kept on messing up all the textures. Eventually, well, I got it. So that is these ones. They also can actually give the live mysis shrimp, live lugworms and stuff like that, and the artemia. And also they can supply supplement as well. So I'll put some supplement in there, gives 25 supplement there. So that is the auto feeders. I've only put one version of the auto feeder in at the moment. I am planning on making a few more different types of auto feeders and some very, very special, unique different types of ones as well. But that will be coming in a later update to the mod. So next, we've got all of the equipment here. Now we need to actually attach it to the tanks. And so we're going to need some pumps. And so this is the first pump that we have here. Now this is a 2x4 and it has, come on, let's scroll over. I hate the fact it jumps you back. So this one can attach, again, shouldn't have these on. Yeah, I've been playing around with different stuff and, oh no, hang on, yes it should. Yes it should, sorry. Just realised something. But yes, we have 20 range and 6 tank limit for this one. It is available at level 8, this one is. So it's one level just below the regular large pump that we have. And so I've tried to scale everything down just a little bit in terms of what level is required for them. Just try and streamline your kind of progression through the game at different stages. But I wanted to try and make the pumps a little bit unique. And so the second different type, this is the Mark 1. So the Mark 2, I decided to go a little bit bigger and scale it up. So you can see here I've gone with a 3x6 design, but also this does have a very, very unique feature, something I've not seen in Megaquarium before. And again, this is what I'm trying to bring into Megaquarium, some brand new unique features. Around the back here, got a couple of benches, a couple of seats that people can actually use, and these are counted as padded seats. So they work exactly the same as padded seats in the base game. So people can sit down on them, take a rest, and they can gain back their energy. And also they're worth a little bit of prestige. So that's pretty cool there. And then the Mark III version, I decided to take this just that little step further and bring it all the way up to a big design here. And so this is a 5x10. I believe this is the largest item that's ever been added to Megaquarium. 5 grid spaces by 10 grid spaces. This is a monster. So you got to make sure you've got a big enough aquarium to actually put this thing into, and to house it. It does have 4 seats. They work exactly the same as the seats on here. But these are classed as the massage chairs, so they give it a little bit more prestige. People spend a little bit longer sitting in them, but yeah, they do work just as massage chairs. So that is the 3 different pumps that we have. The range for, well, the stats on this one is 20 range and 6 different tanks that you can add onto it. This one has been doubled, so this has a range of 40 and a maximum tank limit of 12. And then this one has been doubled again, so it has, well, scaled up again, so it has a range of 60 in total, and it has a tank limit of 24. So this is kind of 4 times as big as this one in where it comes to the capacity of the actual tanks and the range of it all. And so if we turn these around, one thing to mention with these is fine with this pump here. It's absolutely fine. You can move it around as much as you want, and it will work every single time. There is, unfortunately, a little bit of game lag with this pump here, especially because whenever you pick it up, it needs to calculate all of this area around it. And if we zoom out, you'll be able to see exactly what I mean now. If I put this on, we zoom all the way out here and we grab this, you can see just how big this range is. And so it needs to calculate every single one of these squares from the center of this machine every time you pick it up, and every time you buy a new one, every time you place it down. So I'm envisaging these as things that you would put down once and then just not move them. You'd basically build an aquarium with these in mind. You'd know pretty much exactly where you want to put it, and you'd only have 3 of them, because you'd have one for a hot salt water network, you'd have one for a cold salt water network. Oh no, you would actually have 4, because you'd have one for a neutral freshwater network, and you'd have one for a acidic freshwater network. So you'd have 4 of these in total within your aquarium, but that's all you'd have, and that would pretty much do all of the different tanks you'd ever need to actually put into even a very, very large aquarium. So that's my thinking with these. But even though there is a little bit of lag when you first put it down, when you move it around, it doesn't affect the game at all while it's actually running. So there you go. This is what I've managed to actually come up with. I hope you do enjoy this mod. Hope you can give me some suggestions about what I should add. to it. I have also included in this mod pack a machine which is not available to actually use yet. It is an alkaline version of this machine here. Now alkaline isn't actually in the game yet, but I'm sure it will be actually implemented in the future, probably quite soon. And so I've taken the liberty of actually making one of these acid generators as an alkaline generator and actually adding it to the mod pack. But that won't be available in-game until an alkaline DLC comes out. So keep an eye out for that, keep an eye out on Steam, and as soon as the game comes out you will already have at least one modded item ready and available to use for it. So there we go, you've seen everything. Just to show you the actual menus of it, it is in the equipment menu here. And if we go to Freshwater, we'll be able to see everything, including the acid generator. And if we scroll all the way down to the bottom here, you'll be able to see we have ApacheTech Tank Care Special Equipment, ApacheTech Tank Care Chillers. Then we have the heaters here. We have the water pH buffers here. And when the alkaline DLC comes out, we will have the alkaline generator here as well. And then the pumps. So we have all the different pumps there. And you can see all the stats on the screen now. You can see I have also changed now the arc heater. I've taken away the bits which weren't supposed to be there for that one. Can't believe I actually left that in. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will. See you soon. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.